Muted, embarrassing. Today's Monday. We're talking about projects, Project Pals. Unfortunately, we don't have like a big group of people that are working on projects yet, but we will. So for today, I'm going to talk about my projects because nobody can goddamn stop me. But if you have a project that you've worked on in the last week, specifically the last week, because we only do weekly updates on Project Pals, send it to me. And we'll talk about what you've done in the last week and whether it's awesome or freaking garbage. That's kind of the goal of Project Pals, to get feedback, because feedback is hard to come by. So, the only thing I have worked on in the last week is Terraria and the 100. Let's go to our screen here. I don't know that I have... Maybe I could just repurpose one. Show / the 100. Okay. So, let me see if I can do this. Nope. Nope. Yep, okay. Okay, where is the face cam? Face cam? Okay, here we are. You can see me kind of facing the wrong way. I don't like that. Can I flip that? It's the dumbest thing, but once you're like aware of it, it will bother you. There we go. Now I'm looking at the content. The dumbest friggin' thing, but it matters to me. So, what I've worked on this week, which is not useful, impressive, or helpful to anybody, is there's this show called The 100. It's about these kids that get dropped down to a radioactive post-apocalyptic Earth from space. So they grew up in space, now they're on the ground, and they have to kind of figure it out. I love this show for lots of dumb reasons, but I'm going through every episode and kind of doing a play-by-play where we just kind of talk about what... It's like a react, but through text, so you can kind of go at your own pace and like rewatch the episode and then go back and see like, well, okay, what does this idiot think about all these things? It is specifically here for people that want to get mad at things, you know, like just bad takes. And I'm having a lot of fun doing it. And we just finished season 2. I don't know when season 3 is coming, but season 3 sucks anyway. So the first 2 are up. And if it gets any engagement of any kind, I'll do the rest of the seasons. I want to do all 100 episodes. But that's kind of like the most I've worked on this week. I haven't really done that much, really. I have been playing a lot of Terraria. I went in with the idea that I was going to like get good this time and kill some bosses solo and get good enough to like do hardcore and stuff, which is wildly unrealistic. I'm not good at games. I don't know why I thought I could just do that. I've never even ascended in NetHack, much less like modern video games with difficult challenges. NetHack's hard. Like, if you've ascended in NetHack, you're full of shit. But I did get some feedback on the TTRPG Newbie guide. So I wrote up this kind of... Well, let's bring it back, y'all. Bring it back. So I wrote up this guide. I actually don't think it's going to be there. That's fine. That's fine. So I wrote up this guide that, oops. I'm just going to keep stopping my thought, and it's going to drive you crazy. So I wrote up this guide for new players to role-playing. Not just TTRPGs, but like role-playing in MMOs, role-playing at a LARP, role-playing anywhere. Because I realized that like a lot of people, even people who have been role-playing for a while, don't really understand it. And some of their bad behaviors are like just the product of not knowing. So I wanted to get like a good starting point, something we could just hand somebody that is maybe more introverted, maybe that learns better from books, maybe that needs concepts broken down in like really clear language. I think there's a medical term for that, but I was thinking maybe these people would benefit from a little booklet that just lays out the whole thing start to finish. So this was the rough draft. I wrote it up and I sent it out in the mailing list, and I left 2 weeks open for comment from anybody that wanted to add to it or dump all over it or, you know, just feedback, because I want it to be an actual useful document to newcomers. If somebody's like, well, what is role playing? I want to be able to give them this book and be like, well, here you go. This is everything you need to know. Not most of what you need to know. Not like this will get you started. Like this is all of it. So with that in mind, I only got changes from maybe one or two guys. I have them here on my paper, and that's what we're going to do today for the stream. We're going to make those edits, and then if nobody's coming to chat to share their own projects, we're probably going to play some Terraria, because that's just what I'm doing these days. So, with all that said, let's look at what the edits were that they wanted me to make, because I do want this book to be useful, and a lot of the time I think I'm being clear when I'm not. Okay, so I wrote that I wanted to add a full adventure example, but I don't know that's actually a good idea in retrospect. Encounter design, no fights to the death. I definitely want to include some of that in the GM section. Stealth play is a section that we have in the GM guide for Words of Power that I think I could just move to this, and it doesn't really need to be in that Words of Power guide. So one of the readers said that I should change PC names, which I think he's talking about this section right here. I thought that player 1 and player 2 would be like clearer, but I think he wants me to give them names because I reference them by their name in the text. For me, that's totally normal. Like, it saves time to just assume that somebody can follow that, but I understand it's not everybody. So we're going to make those edits. And then he said the word mastery was spooky. So those are the things that we're going to address here off the bat. I know you probably can't read it super well on the screen, but honestly, like, you're not reading this. You're not reading this at all. At best, you're looking at my stupid face reading this. So not that stressed about it. But yeah, so this section here is kind of an example of play. It explains the very simple thing that we all take for granted, where I describe a scene and then you tell me what you want to do. This is not obvious to non-role players. Oh, now I have no head. Maybe it was fine before. Anyway, so we've got, now that the GM has set the scene, players may ask, oh, okay, we'll start at the beginning. GM, your party has been commissioned by the King of Nebular to retrieve the Holy Grail. After many months of searching and travel, you have arrived at the mouth of the cave where it was last seen. Now that the GM has set the scene, players may ask questions or take actions. Player 1, what time of day is it? Player 2, I'll start unloading the carts. GM, it's about noon. There is plenty of space to set up a camp safely. Player 1, I want to scout around while the others make camp. I need to know if there are any signs of other people in the area. GM, cool, you'll need to make a search check. Roll 1d20 and add your modifier. Player 1 would then roll one 20-sided die and add the appropriate modifier for the character sheet. Assume they rolled 14 and added 3. Okay, so let's come in here. We'll add... Oh. We'll do 1d20. I think that's fine, and then the die landed with 14 facing up. They then added 3 from their character sheet. Okay. 17. You do not see any campfire smoke or recent cart tracks. You have not seen another soul since leaving the main highway 2 days ago. You do, however, notice the faint webbed footprints of a creature. They lead to the west. Notably, the GM does not need to have pre-planned the time of day, the webfoot tracks, nor whether there was any space to make camp. In role-playing, we often assert something and then make it make sense later. Players are generally only in control of their one character's attempts to perform actions. The GM is generally responsible for controlling the rest of the world. In the event of a mistake, it's fine to just admit it and move on. Okay. So the names don't come in here, so I think we're in the wrong section. I remember I used the name somewhere. Maybe it's here. So when you ask for additional details, you're giving you an opportunity to play the game. This is like, I wish I could bold every other sentence, right? Because like I'm the one writing it. Of course, I agree with everything I say, but they're just things I wish like people understood. It would make things so much better, which is the goal. That's what we're doing here. So GM, you enter a 10-foot by 10-foot room. Torches line the walls, and there is a slow, rhythmic drip of water somewhere. Our torch is lit. I know I use names somewhere, and I think that's what he was talking about. I think one of the names was Fairy. Let's see. Fairy. Okay, well that's not... I can't... Player 1, right? Like that's... I don't think adding names here would actually help. There's only these 2 sections. Okay, so that... I'll have to follow up with him, because I thought that this note would tell me exactly what we needed, but I have no idea what I meant by that. My mastery. Your mastery of the rule set is what will allow you to make satisfying translations of cool concepts. Maybe we do a whole section on mastery. The actual balance will come from the underlying systems. Your mastery of the rule set with context. This is a it's never ending one word, or is that hyphenated? Never ending. It's hyphenated. According to Google, but I don't really trust Google that much these days. This is a never ending journey, and your mastery will ebb and flow. Imagine we want to introduce a giant snake Imagine we want to introduce a giant snake boss monster. Whether the giant snake takes up 1, 2, or 3 squares is unimportant. What matters is that it feels like a giant snake boss monster. In different games, it's going to mean different things. Your mastery of the rule set is what will allow you to make satisfying translations of cool concepts. This is a never-ending journey, and your mastery will ebb and flow. I don't like how it sounds. It doesn't ebb or flow. Cool concepts. Mastery is not required to start. What am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say like you'll get better as you go, and it's totally fine to start at the beginning. I could put the degree to which you've mastered the rule set, but I don't know that actually fixes the problem. It communicates what I want to communicate, but this communicates what I want to communicate. Let's see. So the complaint was that this makes it sound like you have to be rules master before you can even run a game, which is absolutely not what I'm trying to communicate. I'm trying to communicate the literal opposite of that. Translate rules. Do not need full mastery to start. Just something that will grow along with you. That seems fine. You do not need full mastery to start. It's just something that will grow along with you. The actual balance will come from the underlying systems. Okay, I think that answers the complaint. I'm not super happy with it, but it does the job. So, I need to make a note to follow up with this guy about the PC names, because I have no idea what that actual complaint is. This is... I've got this pad of paper that I do my notes on. Clipboard. It makes me feel fancy. But I actually can't read my note here. I think it says, unamortizing cringe hates everything. But that doesn't make any sense. Oh, okay, there we go. This was from a depressive episode. I was writing the things that I hate about myself and that other people think about me. Words that have actually been used to describe me were annoying, cringe, and hates everything. That is not a useful note for what we're doing today. Oh man, I gotta be nicer to myself. Okay, so newbie guide. We wanted to pull a full adventure in. I don't know that that's actually helpful. There are so many ways to prep an adventure, and we kind of talk about how to do it further down. We just don't waste a lot of time on doing it. But maybe an example adventure would be helpful. Encounter design. Do we ever talk about encounter design? I don't think we do. Like each game, right, has their own kind of guidelines and stuff. So it's hard to say don't make fights to the death, because some games rely on fights to the death. Even Words of Power, you get words by killing things. So, like, you could run it without fights to the death, but there are fights to the death. So I don't know that encounter design would actually be helpful, because I'd have to pick a system to do it in, and I don't want to do it in D&D. I don't want to contribute to the dead-end bloodline that is D&D. So the next option obviously becomes Words of Power, but that becomes a promotional document, which is not what I'm trying to do. I don't want to talk about my game at all in this document because I want other people to share it around and it to be useful to lots of different people. So I don't know that it would be helpful. And then the stealth play is so specific. Do I need to actually move it over? Do I have anything in here about roles? I think that will be kind of the deciding factor here. Okay, we've got a planning section. We've got integrating player stories, balance, translation, your job. Not your job. Okay. Again, the rules for so many games are so weird and specific. I don't know that I want to put in here that when you do a skill check, there has to be some penalty for failure. I guess interact kind of covers it. So I'm going to say no to these 3 for now. Maybe it'll come up, maybe somebody will give feedback and I'll put them in. But as of right this second, I don't think so. Okay. For those of you that were hoping that a campaign would pop off, I was too, but that project is dead in the water, so you won't hear anything else about it. We were unable to find a third player, and then the depression hit, and now Lady Crab's unemployed. Like, it's just not happening. Let's see, I'm just reading my book here, seeing if I have any notes from other things I've been working on. I started to write a setting for Wardens of the Wardlands for the campaign, but yeah. I did an adventure. I actually made a video about making an adventure, but it has no context now, so it doesn't make sense to post that or edit it or anything. Yeah, I think everything else is just Terraria in this notebook. So that concludes my end of Project Pals, and there's nobody in the chat so far. So we will be moving on to Terraria shortly. Okay, we added that. We added what? What is the actual edit here? Okay. All right, cool. Get branch. Are we on master? Ugh. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's just a book. Okay. So with that done, if nobody comes along, I think we are going to hop over to Terraria. So let me get out of your face while I set that up. I'm muted again. So it's unlikely anybody has this, but I just wanted to hide the password and stuff. So if anyone has projects, feel free to talk about them, but I just am not going to sit here and wait 3 hours while nobody says anything. So let us... This is the least organized I've ever been in this game. It's a little crazy. It's going to be fine. So, what am I working on now? We were planning to fight Eater of Worlds, but then I went to sleep. just plain and simple. What's up, Splash? So, I made this arena up here, thinking we'd just fight him up here and like this solid block would block the spits. But then we thought maybe we just fight him underground. So Splash bombed out this whole area and destroyed my walkway to my fishing spot. But yeah, so we've got arena for that guy. We've got kind of an arena for Queen Bee. I'm not super satisfied with it, but I think it's going to do the job at least. I heard that if we don't fight her above ground, maybe she's more chill, which appeals to me based on our previous Queen Bee experiences. I even moved people in and did like the sunflower and the peace candle to try to chill out these jungle mobs. You can land on this here, and then you'll jump down in here. Very nice. I built an arena for Deerclops that was awful in every possible way. We ended up just fighting them on the ground. And we already got the items we need. So, like, unnecessary to build an arena for that guy. I did build a little ice fishing place over here. I learned that if you sit in chairs, it gives you 5 fishing power. So, like, doing that, right? There's some chance the maintenance guy's coming at end stream, just to be totally clear. We could do Queen Bee next. I think Eater of Worlds is the better option. Probably. What else have we built here? I got a rope up to the Sky Island. So now we can fish for sky stuff real easy. Snow fishing is real easy. Corruption fishing is real easy. Surface fishing is weirdly difficult, but I'm just kind of assuming Splash is going to... Look at that. Splash solved that. Good guy, Splash. I did not mention Mount Moon yet. So Splash built this really dope little, like, boulder. And then he's got the sign, Mount Moon fuck Zubats. Because, let's be honest, fuck Zubats. So hard. I put this Staff of Regrowth here, and then he just never took it. So, like, imagine it without this. Oh, yeah, that's kind of nice. Hey. Stone stairs look pretty good. Like, what the hell, man? That's smooth. I like it. I've built this well entrance that... Yeah, this is all for you, Splash. All this stuff. So this well entrance is my favorite use of hoiks. It's got this solid bottom so you can fill it with water, and then it's got this hoik that if you just go down, you'll glitch through and you can fall into your elevator, and nobody knows that you've got a super secret base down here. The 3 torches mark where the underground starts, and then I have another 3 torches where cavern... Well, I have a platform where cavern starts, and that's where I am. The top of my house is actually in the underground. So, like, oops. Our desert pylon kind of sucks, but we won't need anything here until hard mode, really. And I don't really know what I want to do with it. Our jungle pylon is down here just while we fight Queen Bee, and then I'll move it back up here, probably. Maybe not, though. This could be like a nice place to farm stuff either way. I did go into the dungeon ever so briefly, and I picked up a water candle and 2 golden keys that I have nothing to open with. But this is where the Dungeon Guardian got me. So, no water bolts. I was trying to get a gift for Splash. What else? What else are we doing here? This is the good ocean, but like, we have so many pylons over here. And then this gets us right to corruption, which is nice, but we're going to have to bomb out defensively just to keep this from corrupting our whole ocean. We're going to have to do dynamite all the way down, which sucks and is annoying. Why is it blurry like it's censored? That's so funny. We've got, what is that, marble biome right under the shimmer. We've not started a wall of flesh bridge yet, but this is just a naturally occurring minecart track that kind of like fucking does the job, right? But yeah, so I don't know what we're gonna build next. I like building in Terraria, but I also like just exploring and doing stuff. I'm out of money because friggin' we got the goblin. I don't think it is low enough for Wall of Flash. That's just my wishful thinking. Let's see. Why can't I... Oh, is it because I'm on them? No. Oh. I think I reloaded my chat. Something's wrong. Okay. Oh. Well, that's not good. Yeah, my mouse goes off the screen if I'm not full. We'll have to think about that later. So anyway. The true use of King Slime is just falling really fast. Okay. So. We are in Caverns Underworld. I think it's not low enough for Wall of Flash. Although I think he expands or moves or something based on where the ground is. I think there is something exploitable there. I don't know what it is. I wouldn't know where to begin with that sort of thing. I'm not terribly smart. Oh, I died. Anyway, I don't think we're at the point where we're doing that yet. I wanted to figure out, like, maybe farming plants of some kind at some point, but that's probably an off-stream activity, right? Could get our golf points up. Maybe? I don't actually know if we can. I'll have to mess with that later. So, I think the only thing left to really build that's going to be useful in... I also built this out so we can get to Desert Underground pretty safely in hard mode. Because there's definitely some stuff I want to farm there in hard mode. I don't want to come in from the top. But I think fishing places are kind of where we're at. So Snowfish is not great, but like my nephew was playing and then he kind of abandoned us. So I don't want to like move his stuff or fill in water right around his stuff. I guess I could move the NPCs. Just kind of unnecessary. We've got sky, we've got snow. Desert is how close to the pile? Not close at all. But I could actually move... Well, it's pretty close to here, right? When do we do dungeon? We do dungeon after we do Skeletron, which is after Eater of Worlds. It doesn't have to be after Eater of Worlds, I don't think. I think we can skip Eater of Worlds, but I'd like to do Eater of Worlds. Are you going to do a lot of fishing? I am doing the daily quests sometimes, but I'm not going to like spend 10 hours straight fishing. I've done some fishing. All right, so that's not that bad of a run since we only use it for, you know, once an eon. Dope graveyard, by the way. I tried to farm a bride and groom because I need a blood moon item. And I just could not get them to spawn. I tried lowering my luck. I like made stink potions. I killed ladybugs. I did all the things. And I still just could not get a bride or groom to spawn here. Or anywhere. I made a different graveyard too. I ended up with 2 raven feathers. I did. I went and I got them for fishing. I got them out of my piggy bank. I brought them here and I killed them. Absolute, like, brutal sacrifice. Raven feathers just lower your luck. Having one in your inventory. So, what did he say today's fish was? I kind of ignored him. Sky Lakes. Okay. So Sky Lakes should be super simple even though we don't have like a defensive structure there. Maybe I'll add a defensive structure there. Yeah, we will build it out with clouds. And we'll take the sky mill just in case. Hello, Mr. Project, and hey, Nate. I read that as... So at a glance, right, you know, you read things before you read them. I read they hate you. I read, hey, hello, Mr. Project, and they hate you. Can you tell the depression is in full swing? I don't know if you guys caught earlier in the stream, but I was reading my notes for the GM guide. And I'm like, what is this note? I can't read this. This looks like unamortized cringe hates everything. And then I realized that it was annoying cringe hates everything. And I was writing down things that people have said about me. And I'm like, that's not healthy. That's not good. Oh man, that tool range. Do you find it sexy? I sure do. Alright, so basic defensive. We will... This won't be any good for hard mode because wyverns, but it's going to be just fine for keeping harpies off our back. Now that is somebody that watches the videos right there. Oh, I love it. Can I just make cloud? Yes, cloud platforms. Dope. Okay, so can we come straight up through that? Great. Why would you write those down? Gonna burn them to get rid of them? Good use for sure. No, I was just reminding myself. Like I was just being mean to myself. Literally. I was impressed by that comment section under his shorts. Yeah, I don't know. That one guy was like really upset. for the funniest reasons. And then, unprovoked, random people were just coming in like, no, leave that guy alone. Fuck that guy. Which made me very happy. But Lady Crab's kind of like my ultimate litmus test for that kind of stuff. Like, do you think this is stupid? You're a totally reasonable, normal person that engages with like the world in a really normal way, right? She's not a gamer or perpetually online or anything like that. And she's like, no, that's ridiculous. So I feel better once she tells me it's fine. I check it in the morning. We're still at 33. I want that guy to reply so bad because like watching him own himself was kind of the highlight of my week. Need a chair. Dope. Okay. Cool. Cool. Easy money. Yeah. Some people think that hoiks are cheating, but it's originally a bug that the developers said they're going to leave in the game because it's too rad. So it's definitely not cheating. But some people feel like it's cheating just from like a technical design standpoint. Like that's not fair. I think they're totally fair. I think given the time you would use to build a base, you would absolutely make an arrow slit in a wall. I think it abstracts that in a really elegant way that we don't need 10 million blocks. I actually think they're totes legit, like, for realsies. Oh man, I will find it for you because, oh my god, he absolutely wrecked that nerd when he did that. That was so funny. I will get the timestamp for you. Where are we at? Okay, we'll go comments. $3.99. Just want to copy the link. Too funny. That's the thing, right? Is that Splash clicked randomly. Yeah, do you think so? I don't want to get flagged for like playing his content or whatever. Because he's the kind of sad, petty man that would absolutely hassle me on that. I think if I was a bigger YouTuber, I would do it and then like just meme all over the guy, but like it's not worth it for we're already laughing at it. Everyone that's going to see it has already seen it, right? Just absolute buffoon. Okay, well that was really like short and effective, right? I'm sure I can make this nicer, right? The problem is Wyverns. Wyverns fucking suck. I don't think there's anything I can build. Well, I could. So, enemies won't spawn in front of player-placed walls. And the actual spawn range is about 12 blocks in any direction. Maybe 22? But it's not that many if you just skip the safe zone, which is on your screen, and you only do the outer strip. it's really not that bad. But I would have to calculate it based on this chair, which actually makes it easier, right? Because you're not moving left and right. I could put walls up here. I don't know that it's worth it. No, I mean, if you die on the rope, that's kind of your fault, right? But yeah, we could do around the rope too. I will be here after I get some coffee. Happy to see you, Void. If I miss a comment, just say it again. So now that we've got some people in the chat, have any of you worked on projects in the last week? Anything you want to talk about specifically? All you missed earlier was the GM guide edits. We looked at them and I added a line about mastery is spooky, which was the only feedback we got. Why does he do that voice? That is simply the voice he gives to that NPC. He thinks it's funny to talk in that voice. I don't want to get into the drama of it all, right? But that voice in particular undercuts his actual point more than anything else we could have possibly RNG'd into. So I guess we're going to talk about this. I'm not trying to drag this out, but I am still mad about this, and I want to make it abundantly clear that this guy's just illiterate. Now, let's go to the actual video. Okay, let me just make sure it's visible on stream because we're doing this. Okay, so we're gonna watch the video because it's short, at least the relevant part, and then we're gonna talk about it, I guess. Oh, it's that there's always some autistic nerd out. If there's anything I've learned about tech, it's that there's always some autistic nerd out there that's gonna make a comprehensive guide and trust the femboy. Sorbet Cafe. Okay, so that's the relevant part. Now, Sorbet Cafe is a big YouTuber, absolutely massive guy. If you look up Terraria videos at all, you're going to find Sorbet Cafe. He makes very good videos, he makes informative videos, and he does challenge runs on a dance pad with femboy gear. Okay? Out and proud femboy for sure. And if you're in tech at all, you know that there's a crazy amount of femboys and furries at the top level of tech. Like, people's project managers at Apple, I don't know who that is. It's just an example, but probably a furry, right? It is this weird thing. You find a hacker, it's a femboy. It's the craziest thing. So you've got like on a dance pad, right, with the skirt and the socks, right? But what he got hung up on, if there's anything I've learned about tech, it's that there's always some autistic nerd out there that's going to make a comprehensive guide. Okay, so autistic nerds make guides about all kinds of things in all the games that I've ever played. Literally autistic, literally a nerd. This guy thought I was calling Sorbet Cafe an autistic nerd, which I wasn't. I was actually setting up for the femboy reveal, which was the relatable joke part. I didn't think twice about the autistic nerd part. So then we go into the comments, right? And this guy's like, blocked for shaming artistic people and nerds. Do better. Splash says, who knew constantly pushing people out of public into online spaces and oppressing them will turn them into femboy hackers? Lol, never could have seen it coming. It's so true. And people who are growing up right now will not understand that when we were growing up, gaming was not okay. Like, video games were accepted by more people than my parents' generation. Maybe, probably not. But Dungeons and Dragons, absolutely not. There are TV shows with endless episodes about how those guys are losers that will never amount to anything. Or it's the devil, right? It's crazy. So, like, ostracized people is not a concept that a lot of people have right now. They think it's pride. They think, like, you know, every group is oppressed, but, like, it used to be that you're on the internet because you're an outcast. Not so much the case anymore. So anyway, this guy says block for shaming artistic nerds, and artistic people and nerds do better. I hate when people replace autistic with artistic. So, like, already on my shit list, right? But I just put, I think you're confused, but that's all right. Now, assuming that he blocked me, he cannot respond to me anymore because that will reveal that he hasn't blocked me, right? So I'm just talking to myself here. I wanted to point out, like, this is a really bad reading of what I said, because it is. Not only am I saying that autistic people and nerds are awesome, I'm not calling Sorbet Cafe that. Then people start chiming in like, oh man, as an autistic nerd, what are you so mad about? Which, now you guys know I'm undiagnosed, but you also know that for me to not be autistic would be a friggin' miracle. So, he got the joke, he just didn't like the joke, except that he didn't get the joke because the joke was femboy. Illiteracy. Painful. So then Splash comes in here and starts dumping on the guy and links to his video. And then he's like, wait until you watch The Princess Bride. And then immediately, back to back. No chill, no delay, no separation of these thoughts. Also, jokes are not harmless. On one line, he says, wait until you watch The Princess Bride, to imply that his joke is fine. Right? His joke doesn't harm anybody. And then immediately, also, jokes are not harmless. They absolutely were 20 seconds apart. It's so inconsistent. So inconsistent. So Splash, like, tries to make this guy see that he's being a big fat dumb face. And this guy's like, I'm not even 100% sure what a femboy is. Which, like, the illiteracy continues, right? So Splash's like, a 3-second Google will tell you, and I say, oh god, yes, please. Because I want this guy to Google femboys so bad. Oh, it might change his entire outlook on life in general. So we get, yo, is this you? And a link to, like, one of his videos. Now, this was randomly chosen. Splash did not do a deep dive. He posted this maybe 30 seconds after this guy posted. So he clicked to a random part of a random video of this guy and got him making jokes about people's speech impediments. It's so crazy that he kept coming back throughout the whole day to argue with Splash. And then his conclusion is like super weak sauce. He doesn't know what ad hominem means. I can't even pronounce this other thing. But let me find his conclusion, because it's like super weak sauce. Oh, autistic need is definitely a slur, not a matter of fact identification. So then I explain the joke, which kills the joke, you know. Govern yourself accordingly. I can't find his final reply. I can't find it. But basically he's like, oh, if I agree to stop bullying people, will you agree to stop trying to punish me for it? Like, that somehow absolves him of what he's been doing. I don't know what I'm looking at too much. Oh. Wait, what? How does that work? Is that auto-translating that? What is happening right now? Where are we? So, can you see that? Can you see chat on my screen? So when I mouse over this, it changes. What the hell am I looking at, guys? Is that auto-translating something? So what is it supposed to be communicating? Because I don't like that. We're getting a... Oh, if there's anything I've learned about... Anyway, to understand why this is truly heinous, I recommend you actually go watch a Sorbet Cafe video, and then it will instantly make sense. Oh, okay. Like, I don't know any of the debate terms because I'm not trying to logically prove something is real or good. I'm just talking. It drives me crazy when people come in and they're like, ad hominem, like it's relevant to the discussion. Like, no, if you're a dummy, I can call you a dummy because I'm not trying to say that calling you a dummy makes my argument true. I'm saying my argument is true and you're a dummy. People really gotta like learn to talk. Yes, I am mad, nudes, like so mad. I don't think it's bad to like, I don't know. People get so caught up in being right that they forget to have fun, you know? It's like using hypothetical questions when someone doesn't understand them. Yep. So I don't think we can actually golf down this water hole effectively. But maybe... So let's see, one of the items I want is a golf items, or a golf points item. And usually I just cheat that with the elevator. But our elevator this playthrough is a little weird. I don't need the ball. The ball's just for color, I think. You can change the color of it. So yeah, I'll need to jump down the elevator and see where it comes out. Okay, we'll get our... Alright, so I can't do that. Can I put a block here? And do that. Cool. Alright. I guess I'll need to buy oh no. Disaster. It stops on the platform. So I'll have to get rid of the platform. I'll have to buy a second cup. I like being able to land on it, you know? It brings me joy. Surface forest. Okay, second cup. Good, good. I gotta go talk to people, have fun. Thanks for elaborating on that comment fight. It was the highlight of my week. I love stupid people. Oh no, this is gonna be bad. I don't think it'll fall straight here. We might have to actually wall up this elevator. Or get like a really clean putt, right? Alright, let's see if we can... where's Traveling Merchant? Splash, do you need an extendo grip? Throw him in the shimmer? I feel like minecarts are kind of outdated with rollerblades, you know? Hate to say it, but rollerblades kind of invalidated a lot of things. Could he go all the way? Hey, we did it. We'll do it a couple more times just to make sure. I don't know if this one's gonna make it. I assume it's hitting cobwebs or something. Maybe it slows down on minecart tracks or something? I don't know. Okay. Now we'll go see the guy. As you get more golf points, more things unlock in the golfer store. So bronze trophy is not good enough. I don't know if any of it's progression gated. Like, I think there's some stuff that's only hard mode, but I don't know if it's all the items are after certain bosses or if it's just that one breakpoint. So yeah, what do you guys got going on today? I haven't touched Cyberdeck in like a week now. I really am not looking forward to unfucking my fusion file. I mean, what do you need to do? Just add space for the wires, you said? Also, is Fusion just like a million times worse than Blender or what? Oh, gross. Well, why'd you do that? My day consists of hoping the day will be over as soon as possible. I have some days like that. Today's not one of them. I'm kind of enjoying streaming, and Lady Crab's got a job interview tomorrow, so we're very excited. I don't... So, like, I don't want anybody's money or anything, but I like to talk about my life, right? But when things are bad, it's hard to be like, oh man, check this out, this poor thing. Because it sounds like I'm trying to farm sympathy and money or something. But it's absolutely not it, right? So I thought in my head, like, oh man, I should show you guys how much food we have. Because I wanted to tell you that, like, we've agreed that we're going to eat spaghetti whenever she gets a job. And we're, like, unreasonably hyped about the spaghetti situation. But if I do that, it's just going to sound like sad stuff. Which is absolutely not the point. She never heard back from the other one, said they would call on Friday. This is a different one, but she's got a job interview Tuesday. And we have not heard a no back from HEB yet, which is kind of our first choice. So normally they send a no after a couple of days. She's applied there maybe 3 or 4 times. So it's kind of hopeful, you know? But she applied everywhere. She applied to be a parks and rec lady, like mowing city parks. Like she is... What the fuck? Oh, weird. That's... I didn't know. Interesting. So when I right-click the minecart track, it hooks to get me onto the minecart, but not my hook. Just a hook. That's really interesting. Yo, did that job on a military base. It was just, it's so much more money. Like, okay, so at her previous job, we're making like, our bills are like $1,200 a month. And she makes around that much, right? Like $1,300 a month or something. It was $13 an hour, and like the hours were super inconsistent. So this Parks and Rec, like mow the grass job, is like $1,500 every 2 weeks, literally doubling our income. If we made $1,500 a month, we would have more money than we know what to do with after 6 months. We do not spend money on literally anything. But it's Texas, you know, like you just cannot find money here. So this Parks and Rec job is like, actually, that's a ton of money, you know, it's an unreasonable amount of money for us. So kind of like looking at that, HEB is like $17 an hour. So even at part-time, we would pay the bills, which is dope. Yeah, like if she gets into city work, then, you know, some years down the line, she could maybe change from mowing grass to growing grass or something. I don't know what you do. I don't know what the transition looks like. But she's a hard worker. She shows up. She has a good attitude when a lot of people would be grumpy. She doesn't panic in a crisis. She's a good worker. We just absolutely cannot find a place that will give her hours, a livable wage, and not be complete psychopaths. Like if I was writing a book about how to not manage people, it would all be examples of her bosses. They are so dumb, it's unbearable. Okay, so this is every item except the one that I actually wanted. I think my item might be hard mode. Let me check the wiki, because I'm a wiki warrior. Terraria golfer. I had to hide the fandom wiki from my results. I'm tired of that stuff coming up first. Am I confused? He doesn't sell my item. What? I literally remember having to do this for my last 3 crablins. Did they move it? Let's see. They don't have patch notes. I don't think. When will we stop doing this? No, like he used to sell a vanity item, which may or may not just be the hunter cloak. But I was pretty sure I would get the hunter cloak and be annoyed by it and then get my actual cloak from this guy. Golf cart keys are the missing item, if anyone was wondering. But it's not my item. Post Skeleton? The key looking thing? It's a whistle. Just gets your ball back. I saw that somebody beat the game with the lawnmower as their only weapon. I think it might have been Sorbet Cafe, actually. No, I don't want the cart. I have roller skates. Literally invalidates every mobility item in the game. Okay. Okay. The Hunter Cloak is a vanity item sold by the clothier for 15 gold when the player has accumulated a golf score of 2,000 or more. So, this is the right cloak. I've never seen it on a traveling merchant before. I normally get it from the clothier, which we don't have. Because it unlocks with golf score for some reason. What else unlocks with golf score? I don't know. Yeah, okay, this is fine. I just want to make sure I have the right cloak. Which shouldn't matter, right? Because like, oh man, do you like the cloak you're wearing or not? But it matters because I know that there's a cloak I like and there's one that I don't. And I want to get the one that I like so I don't have to go looking for later, right? I don't want to miss out. I did not find all the Sky Islands. I found 3. And I have found no shiny red balloons. We need red balloons. So there might be some fishing involved there. What was the quest? Surfaced forest. Do I have time? I do. Alright, so where is our surface fishing? Is it just here to the left? The inner tube gives you 5 fishing power if you're in the water, which you can't really stack with a chair, although there is a way, but it's not worth it. Man, out of bait. Yeah. But yeah, I'm hoping to get like more people with projects involved so that, you know, we can check in on weekly progress. But I think everyone's kind of between stuff right now, so there's not anybody I want to pull in and be like, hey, tell us about your project, you know. But the goal is not necessarily just to talk about my projects. Oh man, turned your head wrong and now your neck's dead? Unfortunate. Splash, do you want this stupid fish costume? It's going in a box and I'm never looking at it again. So you can have it if you want it. Crystography? Okay. We can put this back and go get our golf stuff back. We killed Steerclops, so I can get rid of this ice. I was trying to get Flinxes to spawn. I think I got one to spawn, but the internet would suggest that I did not. So, who knows? If I had something cool to build, I would do it. I thought you had some project ideas. You were talking about something last night. All the things I'd like to do kind of hinge on building a community. And when I was thinking through, like, how can I do that? That's when I wrote down the annoying cringe hates everything. Because, like, I'd like to be more likable, but I don't see it happening, y'all. Sometimes you're just born a hater, you know? Maybe I need to take one of those charisma courses. Music projects count, dog? We're not picky. Like, I think the interesting part of talking about projects is less the project itself and more the process of sticking with a project week after week, right? So, like, if you're making a song, I'd like to hear about, like, where you started and then what, like, you decided to change and why. And then also, the advantage of talking about it here at Project Pals is, like, everyone in the chat can shit all over it and then you can go make it better, right? If people read the TTRPG Newbie guide, then they could shit all over it and be like, hey, this is stupid and that's stupid and this doesn't help anybody. And then at the end, we'd have like a really good TTRPG Newbie guide. But I think it's going to be hard to find people with projects. But normally people with projects, you can't shut them up, right? And nobody wants them to talk about their project wherever they are. So I want to provide a place for people to talk about their projects with people that are just here to shit on projects, you know? Are you a people with projects? And can you tell me what you meant by PC and NPC names? I looked at the document and I literally could not figure it out. I don't know if you're here right now. If you're here right now, I'll look at it again. But if you literally just no idea, then like, nope. Okay, let's see. So yeah, so I just wrote down PC ampersand NPC names. But then I came in here and I'm not really sure where I would put the names. I thought that numbering the players was a lot more clear. There's two sections. This is the first one. Rep for PC. Okay, we're gonna look for PC. They want to know more about their own character, the other characters, PC and NPC. NPC. It is not necessary to tie every adventure to the PC's personal backstories. Each NPC up here is where we explain what a PC and NPC are. PvP stands for player versus player. It's when one PC performs negative acts on another PC. It's in the acronym section here in this section. Okay, so PC, a player, I mean, one shot campaign. You have PC and NPC. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're totally right. You're 1,000% right. Thank you. You are so helpful. You're not just a little bit right. You're a lot of bit right. So let's see. Player character is character. Non-player character is. Are we happy with that change? Okay, and then I wanted to ask you about the mastery section. So what I changed here was your mastery of the rule set is what will allow you to make satisfying translations of cool concepts. You do not need full mastery to start, it's just something that will grow along with you. The actual balance will come from the underlying systems. Does that make it less spooky? Because all I have here is mastery is spooky. Okay. Full mastery, still spooky. Full mastery. Did I say full mastery? Oh, yeah. But that's not how the word mastery works. But I'm going to take your input on this. Much. You do not need much mastery to start. Can we meet in the middle on much? Okay. Thank you. I will accept that. Okay. What did I do? Did I forget to... Okay, we're good. Thank you. Thank you. That actually helps a lot. I think you and... I want to say that the Wardens of the Wetlands guy said something, but it wasn't super actionable. But he at least like browsed through it, and he wanted to give it another read once the formatting was done, which I would do on stream, but it's just like literally me learning latex, right? Like so this stuff here at the top, you know, and like this page style fancy and like manual page breaks, table of contents, that kind of stuff. So I don't remember all the commands. Yeah. I'm not super stressed about it because if I was going to read this, I would read it in the markdown file anyway. But I want to make it a PDF so we can give it to idiots. But this whole page, and then I think the page under it is like just latex commands. I went through like a whole course for it and learned nothing. I kind of get the idea of it, but not enough to actually do anything useful with it. So when I get around to formatting it, it's just going to be hours of me like, how do I make the pages look nice? Which I know is not super interesting. So thank you for reading that. Thank you for providing feedback. If anybody would like to weigh in on things like that in the future, it all goes through the mailing list. I need your email address. I add you to the list. You get a copy of stuff when I'm looking for help. Okay, so we've got about 30 minutes left in the stream. I do not have anything terribly productive to do. And I skipped Void's comment because I was busy at the moment. But he says maybe I should just go for something simple like a very basic MIDI control box with a few twisty things and switches. So I only like vaguely understand electronics. I kind of super don't. But it's all like amplitudes, right? Like you give more juice, it gets louder or something. So the knobs would modulate that, I guess. It's the kind of project I would love to hear about. And I think it's within your skill set for sure. But I wouldn't know where to begin with that kind of thing. I feel like my older brother was probably into that kind of like stereo equipment stuff at some time. He got really into RC cars for a while. But yeah, I feel like the generation just barely missed me. Yeah, modify signals for use with my synth stuff. See, that sounds dope. Work on that and then come tell us about it next Monday. This is kind of my whole day right now, is just popping around and fishing. I don't even know, I don't remember what I'm like hoping to get from the angler. I think I just regretted not fishing at all the last time we played. More than that there's anything specific that I want. I know I want to be able to fish in lava, so like maybe that's what I'm doing. But one of the problems with like ADHD is that I forget what I'm doing every 30 seconds. Absolutely incapable of remembering why I started something if I don't write it down. And because like I'm so indifferent to doing things or not doing things, if I'm already doing something, I'll just keep doing it and not even know why I'm doing it. And it gets rough sometimes. Where is our guy? Come on. Why would you go to the jungle? This place is awful. Oh, we got Dynasty Wood. We got Foe. We got a cape. We got a flamingo. We got skates. Lifeform Analyzer, Hunter Cloak, and a shitty painting. Now, I say a shitty painting, but it's not because I don't like the art. It's because I don't want the art. I gotta see what stuff I have, because I can't spend anymore. I know I have an Arduino and 1 or 2 pots laying around. I'd like a few more. I mean, you can definitely harvest, right? I find the harvesting really interesting. So if you do harvest from something, take pictures. How did we ever get to Terraria from Monster Hunter? So I got a little bit ahead of you in Monster Hunter, and I didn't want to like finish the whole Iceborne story myself. And then you got busy, and then like we kept missing each other, and I kind of ran out of like general stuff to do that wasn't going to be progression. So then I started watching YouTube. And one of the things I watch on YouTube is like these hardcore Terraria or 1 year, 1 world Terraria. And I'm like, man, I kind of want to get good at a game if I'm going to be playing a game by myself, right? So I thought I'm going to get super good at Terraria. I'm going to actually kill a boss this time. And then yesterday I died to King Slime, right? Like, I'm so bad at this game. I have 800 hours in this game. You would never believe it, but I actually do. I have 833 hours in this game. And I have never beaten the Moon Lord. I haven't even fought the Moon Lord. I haven't really killed any bosses on my own. I've never seen Empress of Light. I've never summoned Duke Fishron. Like, I've never done the Frost Moon for sure. I think I have soloed Eye of Cthulhu, but I don't know if I've done it from the start of the world to fighting them. I think I've just done it after we're past them already. And it's kind of how I feel about most games, is that I haven't actually played them because I mostly get carried, which feels bad. I'd like to get good at a game, right? I'd like to play this game. Okay, ideally, I think that this Falcon Blade is fucking dope. I think it goes with my armor and my cape and my hat, and I would like to kill bosses with this sword. Now, I know that somebody's beaten this game with a lawnmower. Okay. So this is possible. But is it possible for me? I don't fucking know. I would like it to be, because I'd like to. So, okay. We're going to ideal fantasy land. Now that we're getting towards the end of stream and nobody's watching, we can actually talk, right? Ideal fantasy land. I would like to make thematic video game videos, right? I'd like to play through Terraria as a character with the natural limitations of that character, right? Like the whole game as a little Chinese warrior man. That would be dope. But I simply lack the skill to do this in any game. The only game I was ever any good at was Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, which was not even a real Metal Gear Solid game. Nobody played it, and it was based on PvP. So, like, I was just killing bots, and I was super good. Yeah, I'll get the skill by doing it, but it's hard to know what is ballpark feasible, right? Because it's not like I struggle a little bit. It's like I really tried to kill King Slime yesterday. And I have gear that's past King Slime, right? I've got all the defense and all the weapons, and I used potions, right? I don't think you're even using healing potions over there. And so it's rough. It's rough. Because I have to not just do it, I have to convince myself every 10 seconds that it's worth doing. And when something is worth doing, that's a function of how hard it is versus the payoff. So it's not like a singular thing. I don't like those items. It's going in the junk drawer. Climbing claws, I feel like I already had some, but I guess not. But yeah, there's this guy that did these really good Elden Ring videos where he would do like a thematic playthrough. He's really good at the game, but he made interesting builds as well. But he got really into AI. And eventually he made a video that's just like, it's going to be AI, guys. I fucking love AI. So I had to block that channel. But also, like Baldur's Gate, Divinity 2, I'd like to do challenge runs in those games where you just like solo rogue, right? But when I do it, even though I'm technically doing it, I'm not doing it successfully enough to make a video about. Like, you can nickel and dime your way through Baldur's Gate 3 as a rogue pretty easily. There's really no stopping you, but it's not interesting, right? So to be successful, you have to like not super suck. I was hoping that our hardcore playthrough, me and Dre would take off, but he kind of flaked on me. So just demoralizing stuff keeps me from doing it. But that's where I'd like to go long term, maybe. Where is my water candle? Although maybe that whole niche is just dried up at this point, right? Like that's every YouTuber these days. It used to be like a rare thing to find, but I think as people ran out of content, everyone kind of does that. So maybe it's less interesting today than it was back then. Wow, I thought it was like 12:50, but it's 12:36. We've got plenty of time to talk about this. And by this, I mean whatever you guys want to talk about, because I don't think we're doing anything productive in this game right now. I guess we could fight a boss, right? I might have items. I think Eater of Worlds is the only one I have left. Maybe a deer clop? Yeah, I've got a deer thing. We'll go fight deer clops. In the worst arena ever. Fight Eater of Worlds for me? You just want to see what he does so you can build a better arena. I see you. You can't trick me. Alright, let's grab some potions. I'm gonna grab thorns. I don't know that swiftness helps with roller skates, so I kind of been skipping it. We'd like a major boost, ideally. I think a hunter potion is what we want. Don't think we need Featherfall. I like Night Owl. Blood Moon is rising. Fantastic. Deerclops has got to be easier solo. I think his HP is lower, and like he's so much more predictable, right? Once you figure out the pattern, it's like actually feasible to just beat him up. Do we have any potion stuff? I kind of want Iron Skin. Fantastic. Is that my last bottle of water? It was. Whatever. That'll be good enough. Although I was waiting for this. Why? Why was I waiting for the Blood Moon? I think I wanted to buy something from someone. Maybe the Dryad? Pattern. Pattern. My friend Pat took a turn. Pattern. Okay. Might have been Corrupt Seeds or Vile Powder. Maybe it was just Vile Powder so that we could summon the Eater of Worlds. Because it's kind of hard to come by. We'll buy 100. Okay. So. Alright, we're going to try to do it with the sword. Because that's not going to work. Little The Office reference. I got it. I understood where you were coming from, sir. I guess we haven't put peace candles or anything in here, but whatevies. There's too many. Yeah, this fight's just starting. I know it looks good, but the more heads there are, the more big damage we could take. Oh, that's not where we want to be. How long on our potion timer? 10 seconds. Ugh. Oh, and they're shooting stuff now. We're dead. Unfortunate. We lost, though. Like I said. Yeah, GG no re. In a game all about dodging, I am the static man. But also, like, this weapon's really short, okay? Like, I probably should have used my boomerang, but we wanted to use the sword. Well, that was an unfortunate series of events. People are, like, calling for a Rollerblades nerf. But, oh man, like, I agree with them 100% that we should probably nerf rollerblades, but I hope they don't. I really sincerely hope they don't. They have made the game so much more quality of life. Because, like, that's a normal jump, right? Put your skates on, you jump super high. Normally you have to, like, ramp up to Hermes boots. These are instantly accelerating. No dash, no shield needed to get the acceleration going. You can ride rails. You can fit through doorways on your mount. It's just absolutely quality of life. Jeez, what? Come on. That's a bit much. Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah. If they nerf, I will make mod. They're so good, right? We got some shadow scales from killing those guys, is what I was going to say. Which means we can make some items now that we couldn't make before. I don't know that they're good items or useful items, but it's not nothing. I can make the obsidian armor, which would be pretty great. Mushroom staff. I heard this one sucks, but it's technically a summon. I have the ancient shadow helmet and boots, so we could finish this set maybe with some more. Pickaxe lets me mine Hellstone. So we have access to Hellstone now, effectively. But also I want the void bag so bad. I'm like, ugh. Do not skip the void bag. It's so good. But I could absolutely get Hellstone at this point. Right now I'm using the Gladiator set, which gives me immunity to knockback, and is 5, 6, 5 defense. 6, 7, 6 defense. So like 2 more defense. Like it's really not that big of a difference. And I think this armor is even less defense. So yeah, I need to reforge this stuff. I just ran out of money. Like just straight up too poor to get warding on anything. Let's go get my money that I dropped. I've also heard it's like really hard to play with knockback once you've had knockback immunity. So I'm a little worried about giving up my gladiator. Just the worst. Like, I don't know how to dodge any better, you know? I might use the shield for Queen Bee because it's just too much fun to dash into the charges. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but it's a little too satisfying. It makes you take risks you don't need to be taking. I guess really being down here is not productive because I would like a money trough, right? Although I think I just missed it. I think I just missed the blood moon. By dicking around too much. Where's my dribblers, dog? Yeah, we missed it. Oh, well. If Blood Moon make money, you should start a course on YouTube. Oh, hey, I got the chest. That's the full set, y'all. Yeah, like I have this thing, but it follows you around. It's really dumb and annoying. And it can't fly, right? Like trying to click it now is annoying. Like money trough would just be up here. I could just use it. Yeah, there's more steps than a money trough, you know? Okay, how do we end up on money? We have 63 gold. We will do some reforging. I know... I know that they're doing paper, scissors, rock, but these two guys faced off like that in this cave with the shimmer, like, it just looks like they're whacking at each other. And I find it so funny. So fucking funny. Okay, so I don't know like what accessories I'm going to actually keep is another big part of like, I don't want to waste my money. Because in theory, when I find a shiny red balloon, this will merge with this. And Magi Luminescence is kind of unnecessary because we're using the skates. He's on a materials hunt. Update us in the Discord for sure. I want to see pictures of what you're harvesting. If you feel like it. Don't feel like you actually have to. Feral Claws is okay if I'm going to use the sword. But I suck too much to use the sword. So I'm probably going to use the whip. Which is, like, do I really want the Feral Claws? Also, I think that swing speed is literally bad for boomerangs. So swing speed will make your boomerang go further. This is with the Feral Claws. And then if I take the claws off, it only goes out to there, right? I think going out further is worse. Because if you miss, it's going to take that much longer to get back to you. And if you hit something, it just bounces back anyway. So if I'm going to do that, I might as well just use shackles, right? I don't know if armor penetration is any good. Do you? Like, I've read about it several times. I just don't get it. I don't know if it's good. So like these two could go away the instant I get a red balloon, you know? Feral Claws, I guess, will stick around. We're going to get warding Feral Claws, right? Lucky. Quick. Lucky. Angry. Menacing. Hard is 1 defense. Guarding is 2 defense. Warding. Okay. I guess the shark tooth necklace would be the next least likely thing to replace. But we only have 16 gold left after that. Like, the problem is I'm going to craft, like, stuff. I just need to make decisions. This is how I live my life, and especially in games. I keep everything suspended, waiting for a decision. And then I struggle to make that decision, and then once I do, it all falls in. But I kind of maintain that house of cards as long as I possibly can. And it gets quite elaborate. Like, literally, I'd probably be better off just using this guarding GPS than this magma stone. But I know I'm going to swap out this magma stone for a lava charm by throwing it in the shimmer at some point, right? Because at some point, I'm going to go mine hellstone. But that point is not now. So, I just keep it as a magma stone because it's free damage. House of cards, man. House of frickin' cards. How much defense do you have? Like, is it roughly the same? $34-ish? Yeah, it could make a difference. I guess we're gonna make the pickaxe, right? There's no reason not to make the pickaxe. So I guess we need a forge. How many? I'm gonna guess 12. Pickaxe is 12. Oh man, but this is... Alright, this is the dumbest thing, right? But I had gotten legendary on my platinum pickaxe. It's gonna mine so much faster than this. Actually, my brain is working, y'all. Potentially, like, let's be real. It might not be. Oh, nope. Didn't want to. All right, so that's not a good place for that. We're gonna move that immediately. Oh man, I don't have pickaxe. We're gonna put that up there. What we're gonna friggin' do? Murderous. Small. Is funny, but not helpful. Legendary. Easy money, y'all. Cool. Okay, put those back. Find a place for these shadow scales, I guess. Yeah, okay. All right. Easiest fight of my life, right, guys? Nope. Does not help. Oh. Called my bluff. Called my bluff. Alright, so we did not even come close on Deerclops. I don't know whether he'll hang out or not, but not even close. I would say maybe the easiest boss in the game. Golem's easier, right? Like, let's be honest. Golem's the easiest boss in the game. I don't know why Golem's even a boss. Yeah, I thought like maybe... Alright, this is just rude. That's just absurd. But I thought like maybe his thing would go under and I could just bop him in the face. I was dead. I should have gone the other way. Alright, got a meeting later, bro. See you later, sir, for some Eater of Worlds, hopefully. We'll finish this fight and then we'll end the stream. Well, that's not... It's kind of rude, you know? These hands being everywhere is inconvenient, at best. That's kind of what I'm saying, though, right? Like, a competent player, this should be the easiest boss. This should be super straightforward. Probably not dying 3 times, especially because people play hardcore, you know? People do hardcore all the way through Moonlord. So there is some room to grow. Skedios. Come on, we're doing so good. Nope. Cheats, but whatever. I guess they use buffs, right? I should probably have more buffs. Oh, I hate that attack. Trying to think about what I'm not doing here that I should be doing. And like buffs are definitely part of it. I should at least eat some food, right? Let's eat some milk. I should probably heal up at the nurse before a fight. Maybe, possibly, potentially. Could make sense. Oh, gee. Like, what am I supposed to do there? I feel a little hosed. We might not actually kill this guy, even though you get like infinite retries. I'm not frustrated by frequent losses or anything. Like, I'm not raging out or anything. It's that tipping point of worth doing. Like, you wouldn't want to watch a video of somebody failing this bad. Oh, I'm supposed to dodge the attacks. Okay, well, watch these fucking ice balls hit me. I hope you're enjoying this, Nudes. I hope this is everything that you dreamed. I feel like I would stream more and make more content if I like had stuff going on, but I just absolutely don't. Ah. Okay, we got him. In the end, we got him. Now, let's go see if that makes us any money. I suspect it does not. Oh. Alright, this thing is worth 50 silver. That's the same as like picking a flower. This thing is worth 2 gold, which is actually pretty good amount. This thing is worth a gold, so that's not nothing. This axe I cannot stand. I hate this thing so much. It's mouthy. So I'm going to sell it even though I don't have one. Just because it annoys me. Shackles out. I think that's everything from that fight. So we made 21 gold? That feels like a lot. Maybe farming deer clops is the thing? I don't think that maths, but we got there in the end. Ugh, that's too much. Sorry about that. That's just way too much face. I need to recrop that so bad. So, if you enjoyed Project Pals, if you have a project that you have made progress on since the previous week, right? So today's Monday. If you work on a project between now and next Monday, come by 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., lunch break time, and tell us about what you've done in the last week. That's the whole point of Project Pals. A little feedback group that's not going to be nice to you. That's going to tell you how to like actually unfuck your shit. If we still don't have any takers next week, we'll probably play more video games. But thanks for coming out. Thanks for helping me correct the newbie guide. If you want to be more involved in that sort of thing, email me at fk@crabsoft.download or join the IRC. But I'm done for now. I will be around.